What is happening, everyone? Gosh, I already see the chat is filled up. Yeah, now I'm running a few minutes. You know what? I'm not going to say I'm not late. If you are a regular in the show, you know that I'm sometimes 15 minutes plus or minus. I do start early every once in a while. Every once in a while. See, it's not even early. I said it again, didn't I? There's no late. There's no early. There's just I set a time and I start when I start. That's how it works when I do solo shows, at least. Anyway, say hi to the chat. We got a fun show today. If you tuned in to me and Corey yesterday, I was alluding to a little bit. I want to talk about go in depth a little bit on PulseX. I mentioned yesterday, Tetra, of course, got really excited. Talking to Stu recently again, going over that. I want to kind of explain it because I'm not sure. It took me a while to kind of wrap my head around it. But once I did, I was like, whoa, this is, again, they're able to pull this off. There's so much, positive feedback loops and just winning in a very healthy way. I think they really, the tokenomics are very interesting here. And of course, HEX. HEX, my background. HEX, what I started with. HEX is where it all started. And it may be where it ends too. You never know. But I like HEX. So fast up, I'm here for the tech. Cracks me up every time. The tech is definitely a big piece of it. I'll say that. Tech, and I'll explain kind of beyond the series too. I don't know how many I'm gonna do with the series. We'll see how this one goes. If it's successful, people like it and stuff. Maybe I'll do more. I'll do like a pick three. The three I picked today, of course, is HEX, PulseX, and Tetra. But I may do other ones where I just kind of dive into some of the things, game theory, tokenomics, stats. Otherwise, I think are notable for these products that are changing the world. Here for the tech. What's up? Red Squirrel, welcome. Here for the auto arbs. You know what? You can create your own coin on PulseChain in 60 seconds. I have a video on that. And you can watch all the arb bots go and buy and sell it a bunch. Pretty fun to see. Crypto Karst are here for the stakes. Boy, I love, you know what? I want to hear every time somebody says stake, it's like take a shot every time somebody takes stakes. Somebody says stakes or mines or just talks about HEX. Every time somebody talks about HEX, I like it. 100% number go up tick. It's pretty good, 100% uptime. And that number is it's pretty inherent in smart contracts in general, unless the entire L1 goes down. However, let's just love those Richard talking points. Good man, that guy. Good man. I like him a lot. Jamal Windstream, I'm here for you, Jamal. I'm here. We just got started, and we'll get more deeply into it once we get through all these comments. Crypto Ethos. So good to see HEX, PulseX, and Tetra together. Yeah, man. I kind of, I like the RH blue chips, but I like people building really, really cool stuff on the chain. I did a whole thread on this yesterday. I kind of tweeted my thoughts about different people building, whether you like the product or not, how I'm not really interested in NFTs. I'm not really interested in meme coins. I'm not interested in gambling. I'm not really interested in leverage trading otherwise, but I think there are a ton of products that are not siphoning away from everything else. They're adding more than they are taking away. And that's what it's about to me. So Sleeping Giants, I think many of these coins are. And it's not even the coins, and I'll get into it with Tetra too, it's the platform separation from the coin with it is just fascinating to me. It's so simple that it's like it's interesting. It's so simple. Access figures VPN probably can't stream. That would slow down YouTube, I imagine. I always wondered if Richard ever streams with VPN. I don't think he'd need to, honestly. Because I'm trying to think, does he like ultra protect his privacy, right? Does he want to protect his IP from YouTube? I don't know. I'm always been curious about his tech setup. Maybe one day, like 10 years from now, there'll be a documentary where he'll go through all the stuff he did, and it'll all be old by that point. He'll have a new setup and stuff. But pretty interesting. I always think about Richard's setup, how he does privacy, how he does security. Which again, VPNs for privacy doesn't really help you for security. I got tons and tons of content on that if you're interested. Glad you came today and talked about a new it's called cult. I don't mind when people call HEX a cult. I really don't. I'm like, yeah, there's, cult has a negative connotation, but to me, if cult is just, I don't want to go into the philosophy side of it, but when people call HEX a cult and cultists and stuff like that, I think what they mean is something negative, but what it turned out to be can be positive. To me, it just means like a very devoted. It doesn't mean blind devotion. It just means like super loyal, super devoted, super mission oriented. I think at least that's what. If that's the kind of cult people are calling us, I'm okay with that. I don't think it is. I think they're saying it in a negative sense, but we can always switch this around and get something positive out of it, right? When can manage YouTuber schedules? That's a good one. I like it. I am going. Oh, what's up, Neil for T-shirts? Somebody said Tetra and Neil for T-shirts was summoned. What's up, man? Was that careful? Tetra pump again? Did it? I saw that. Yeah, when I was talking to Stu, it was like what 0.39 somewhere through there, and it's over 4. So pretty cool. Let's get that 100x. Be nice. You never know. I mean, these are we're going beyond 10,000x with these. So let me intro, kind of set the stage for this stream and what I want to talk about. HEX did 10,000x. I mean, some people say it did a 9976x or whatever too, but let's just round it up. If it wasn't, maybe even went a little above. You never know. Some exchanges have different prices, all this stuff. So, and I think the bear market and the red candle syndrome that we all seem to have a little piece of, at least, has really made people just lower their expectations. I know Corey famously talks about, he'd be okay with like a 5x, 10x, 20x, like much lower. I don't know the exact numbers, but he talks about it sometimes. And it's just one of those things where, again, people get sad because red candles, they get happy over green candles. And the things they either expect or don't expect or hope for or kind of imagine, I guess imagination gets dampened in this too. So, whether or not HEX does another 10,000x or PulseX does 10,000x or Tetra, whatever coins I'm talking about in this series, I want to go beyond the price for a bit, which is going to be really cool to talk about with Tetra because it inherently is a piece of that. But just going beyond that and seeing what these coins can do for you. For example, HEX. I mean, it can be, I always struggle when I say savings account because it's so much more sexy than that. It's so much more exciting and incredible than that. It's almost like it's kind of just this way to get paid yield, but it's so different than the different market conditions. For example, I'm just gonna put on Neil for a minute too, because this is more neutral comment. So I can set the stage. I don't want to confuse anyone who's just pumping in or jumping in. Jumping in here. It's almost like this, in the bear market, HEX is this cheap. Apparently, if it's not decorrelated, if it is correlated with Bitcoin, the broader market, as we've seen at least for this particular cycle, it is a chance to get cheaper T-shares. We've seen that. I did the HEX calc, went through that. Amazingly cheap T-shares stuff a year ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago would have been unheard of. Since the inception of HEX, these prices have just been incredible. If you believe, the price is going to go up and they'll be less affordable in the future, and people get away from T shares and start buying B shares and even the lower T shares, the 1,000 shares and stuff. All the products have built up on it. It's incredible. But it goes back to, it is this yield. I don't want to say yield bearing asset. Is this way for you to get yield in a trustless fashion by minting your own rewards, by taking advantage of whatever acumen you have in the market as far as collecting coins at the right time or at higher prices or lower prices, wherever you come in. And then the ability to get a share of the rewards. And I'll pull up the screen and talk more about this too. But it's just one of those interesting ways that it's a completely different product than PulseX, completely different product than Tetra. But it is this money burner? Is this way to delay gratification, monetize time? Richard talked about it a lot. And, we talk about, I want to see more people talk about how, almost 4 years, we're coming up 4 years, December 2nd, 2019, when it was launched, almost 4 years, 100% uptime as far as the contracts and stuff goes. And it's just been printing money ever since. Now, if you bought it really high and staked it, you got less T-shares and the number went down, and now it looks like you have less right now. That's a point in time comparison. I know. I've seen it. I've seen my own portfolio. I've seen it. Whoa, that's higher than I ever imagined. And then, if you're staked and you look at that portfolio again, you're like, whoa, it's much lower than it used to be. But it's not, I guess, interpreting that in a way that doesn't make you less interested and doesn't make you just want to give up or be upset with yourself or upset with the community or upset with Richard or whatever it is. I think that's really been the key, at least for me. I can speak from that experience of seeing the longer mission, the bigger goal here. And that is, freeing ourselves from the monetary system that isn't fair, that isn't trustless, that isn't the way to get the yield. And the market's going to do what it's going to do. Timing is going to go up and down. That's why I don't try. I don't try to time it. I really don't. Like, I try my best to avoid doing that. I like locking coins up. I like getting yield. That's the opportunities I'm looking for. The trading opportunities come back and forth. A lot of people are good at them. Most people aren't. Most people think they're special. Maybe they're not so special, or have those particular special skills that they believe they may possess. There's a lot of mental models around that too. But HEX kind of removes all that stuff. HEX makes it where you don't need to trade. A lot of people trade HEX. A lot of people have been successful doing that. And I think, especially in the bear market, it's easy to see, wow, why would I ever stake it? Why would it just be liquid? I don't trust this thing, right? You know what? It's trustless. Frame it that way. It's trustless. You don't need to trust it. And you don't need to trade if you stake HEX. So what's up, Access Live? Welcome, welcome. You are getting on the stream right there. So yeah, I'll bring up some stuff on HEX, and then we'll get into PulseX and then Tetra, because I got quite a bit to go through on both of these. But give me just a moment, and I'll just pull up this one thread and just put it on the screen. I'll go through a couple different pieces of what I want to share. So again, just look at this. Is actually a pretty interesting thread I came across. Just kind of looking at these. There's a Reddit, by the way. There's a HEX crypto Reddit, and quite a few people. It's been obviously more active beforehand and stuff though. But if you want to understand what people are talking about, different conversations, how to understand HEX, how T-share rate only goes up, stuff like that, it's really, really cool. And just to understand how it works. I know there's white papers. I tweeted about this earlier. Essentially a white paper is the doc about the HEX contract, which talks about it too. That I post. You know what? I'll just go to it because I posted that before. But I think these little threads, if you're going to go down the rabbit hole to understand something, I think we have a ton of content to do that. So yeah, on HEX Noob is pretty cool. I'll put this in the thread as well. So this goes through the OA audit. It has that on there too, hexnoob.com. It's got a ton of different stat sites and otherwise. But again, the contract, this is the closest thing to HEX white paper you want, or you can find. The smart contract audit, financial audit, high level tech specs, kind of compares it with Bitcoin, and then the OA audit, which it's a spreadsheet that has a bunch of info on the OA. That's the only thing. So about HEX, you're cool with that, trustless interest, all that stuff. Other thing you need to be cool with is OA, benevolent whales. That is inherent in the RH ecosystem. That is just a thing that exists. And I think that has been very good. I think HEX is the best friend for a very long time. So, there are benevolent whales who own a ton of the supply. And especially the OA. The OA is like this special whale, and there's a bunch of other whales and stuff too. There's a God whale and otherwise, that over time have been a source of, I wouldn't say stability. I guess stability in when price goes up, sort of thing. But they've proven over time their benevolence. Whether everyone can do what their coins they want, they may dump it all in the market one day. That's just kind of risk that everyone needs to factor in when they play these type of games, where you have trustless yield and you're able to use a product that is so good that it has other game theory and other mechanics built into it. Such as daily payouts. OA gets a portion of those. Again, you can, I like this thread. It kind of talks about too how much payout per T-share, inflation plus penalties divided by all the T-shares and stuff too. So, anyways, I don't want to go through the whole mechanics and stuff. I just want to point out a couple threads you can kind of learn more about as well, and places to get this information. So, HEX is a beast, and best product I know of. It's beautiful. It's been working flawlessly. I'm excited for the 4th birthday coming up. And there's a ton of websites and different stats and stuff. So if you ever want to dig into, hexstats.today, I'll put this in the chat as well. Like this. PSI. I don't have money, but what I do is a very particular set of skills. I understand T-shares. Sir, that is a great T-shirt. That is a great phrase. And I appreciate you posting that here. PSI 931. Good stuff, man. There's Chad. We'll get you in a second. You know what? All right, I'll hit up Chad real quick. What's up, Chad? The Chad just got a couple pumps in. He's like, you know what? I like 10,000X and go beyond that. Let me check out RHMax's stream. Let's do that. Appreciate you, man. DJ and Hexkin, welcome. So hexstats.today. So yeah, Hex Daily Stats. You get a ton of information here, all the different history, beautiful colors and sets and tables and all this stuff too. And you can sort by columns and hide different ones and all that. So it supports both Ethereum and PulseChain. I got Ben Sierra coming back on the show, hopefully in about a month or so. And he did the other Hex Analytics stream with me, produced a lot of great content on Twitter as well. And he's working on getting PulseChain data because it's a lot less data than Ethereum for the past 3 years. We've only got 5 months of PulseChain data. So he's in the process of getting that, as far as I know, and he's going to come back on and give some really juicy PulseChain stat stuff too. So very excited for that. Anyways, Hex Daily Stats or hexstats.today URL. And then I will point to one other thing on Hex. Maybe I'll go to the calculator for a minute too. Anyways, yeah, the 10,000X. I just wanted to drop that in too. People talking about that. Remember when Hex was 50 some cents? Amazing. So was it hexcalc.net? Yeah, I did so many different streams using hexcalc and using hexcalc to just figure out and look at the different stuff. So just 1 million, easy number, literally for 365 days. If you want to predict the price, Hex does a 10x. It's just, when something's 97% down with the community, that's what I was going to try to figure that out too. I was going to look at the different numbers of hashtags on crypto's community. I kind of want to count errors because I know with Hex hashtag, PulseChain hashtag, they got to have a ton of numbers. So maybe in a minute I'll look and see if I can easily find that if it's paid for data or otherwise. But anyways, Hex today, Ethereum Hex, doesn't matter. PulseChain Hex is a little bit more expensive. Whatever your favorite flavor is, or if you like both, whatever it is, so much cheaper than it was before, obviously. And I get 40 t-shirts just for 1 year. Like, that doesn't even feel. It's like when I see this, it's like not even worthy. It's not even. I almost feel like nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves 40 t-shirts for only staking a year. A million Hex, respect, but a million Hex used to be a lot more than it is. It used to be hundreds of thousands of dollars for a million Hex. It was just incredible. And then when I look at 1 year, you have 40 t-shares, and then you do daily payout for the t-shares and penalties, and it's like this complicated feeling when I look at this. I'm just like, it's for one side of me is like, it's too good to be true. The other side of me is the people coming in new. It almost feel bad too. It's like this kind of conflicting feeling of feeling bad for everyone who may have bought higher. And there's a lot of people bought higher, obviously, but now the deals are, these are, again, if you believe it's going to go back up, I'm saying within that context, these are the rock bottom type stuff that you'd be looking for when you're shopping for cryptos. And then how easy it is, again, if something's down 90-some%, how easy it is to go up 10x, 100x, 10,000x versus if it's, only down, I don't know what Bitcoin's down right now, 50% or 60%, something like that. I would like to see the math on that actually, like how much easier. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but it's got to be, extraordinarily easy. Again, if all things stay the same, crypto goes back up. If you believe it's core with macros, there's a lot of variables there. Community stays intact, doesn't fall apart, doesn't seem to be happening. Drama goes back and forth. There's always drama, but there's passion, right? That's the passion part. But just looking at this, 10,000x, 3K, 40 t-shares, so you're getting paid, you're beating inflation, or at least you're beating partial inflation. If you do average length stakes, if you're staking for much longer, you're gonna let's just do 10 years, about 36.50, and then that's 100. Oh my gosh! Oh, heart attack! I feel it coming on. Oh, help me! Just kidding. 100 t-shares, 10 years staked. This makes me want to go make a stake like right now. Like this is looking juicy. Anyways, 100 t-shares, hard to say out loud, $3,000, 1 million Hex. If it just does a 10x, by the time your stake ends, or 5 years to get your principal out. For example, within that time period, these numbers, they look made up. They look made up, don't they? Incredible. So that doesn't get you. So this is why I want to talk about this. This is why I want to talk about HEX. This is why I cannot express how good this product is. If you're just able to delay gratification, and if you believe this thing is not going to zero, like any other crypto, any other community, but you see our community and you believe, that's the two things. If you're able to recognize things that you believe are bargains, and you're able to believe that it's not going to zero, those two things, you run the numbers, you do the math. That's why we have all these mega whales who are here for 10, 15 years. I think they ran the math, and I think they like what they see. So, amazing. Nil for T-shares, like everything else, crypto takes adoption, but build value. Yes, it does, sir. Yes, it does. Adoption. That's why I hope PulseChain grows, and we have many amazing products and very, very few scams. That's what I'm hoping. And people know the difference between the two, obviously. PulseChain Gangster, I just say, congrats, PulseChain Gangster. You are a PulseChain Gangster. You may be a HEX Gangster. I'm not sure. 275K PX. Yeah, that's the thing too. I talked about this. I talked about ladders. I did a whole stream on it. These types of things are pretty cool because if you are trying to time, if you believe in 2025, you believe in 4-year cycle, go back and watch the macros stream I did with Corey yesterday. If you believe in the Bitcoin 4-year cycle, crypto, all that stuff, and you're looking, hey, I think crypto price is going to be great in 2025, 2026, whatever it is, then you can set yourself up. You can, for example, if I believe that and I wanted to make a bunch of stakes to pay myself regularly or whatever, you can set them out, coming out quarterly, coming out monthly, coming out. Whatever your preference is, set them in the future, where, you get better tax benefits or whatever you're looking for. And then it's like you're getting paid, and then you get capturing the T-shares now. And then when the stakes come up, if you don't like the price, you always have the option to restake as well. So there's that. There's getting cheap T. So for example, what benefits are there for buying HEX now and buying and staking HEX now? Cheaper T-shares. You're able to collect all the penalties that may be coming up when if I don't know, we have a lot of volatility. I don't know how much. I don't know if we're at the tail end of volatility or not, but there's a ton of it that's came here and otherwise. So a lot of the emergency and stake fees and otherwise have I've been paying out too. But you're able to capture that and then save yourself from yourself. For example, that whole mental model of being able to lock something up. Again, if you do a native stake, do HSI. I talked about HSI. I talked about the differences and pros and cons and stuff like that. Love the tech. But if you really want to lock yourself in where you cannot trade it, you cannot give it to ICOs a contract, you can't get rid of it, you're forcing yourself to delay gratification and it stay in the same wallet and and you're okay with all those things that go around it. That's a benefit. And I hope everyone feels the scenario. I hope everyone gets to experience something where you do lock it up. And then when it comes the day, whatever day it is, whether it's 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever it is, may everyone have this feeling of saying, I did the right thing. I did the wholesome thing. I did the healthy thing. I delayed my gratification. And when my stake ends, I get all the rewards. Hopefully HEX price went to the moon, all that stuff. I may everyone feel that feeling because it is glorious. And I think that the more people that feel that, the more people that understand and make themselves understand how this product works. So fantastic. Let's see. So that's HEX. I'm going to, I can always come back to it if you want to have any questions or otherwise. Imagine if his name was Roger Harold Max. We thought he was RHMax the whole time. It would be funny if it was like a play on something else instead of RHMax. Although my Twitter handle is RHMax, so there's that. However, yeah, funny. So PulseX. So I'm just going to put PulseX in here. Let's go to PulseX.com. Nobody ever goes there. Everyone goes to app.pulsex.com for some reason. Ooh, they even got PulseX Burn up here. Pretty cool. So PulseX, again, totally different product than HEX. HEX is your money printer. It is your T-share preservation device, your ability to capture yield over time, monetize time, all that stuff. We talked about that. PulseX, different beast. PulseX is it's a pancake swap fork, which is Uniswap v2, and it currently has no purpose. It has a purpose. It gets burned. Okay, more volume, it gets burned. Its original purpose, like I guess the hopeful purpose, was there'll be a DAO. You'll be able to vote on farms and different third-party tokens and stuff like that. So just going over here, it is the and we'll get into incentive token as well. But basically, it is the premier DEX on Pulse. It is where a lot of the LP is going to be. It is a Richard Hart product. It has that brand awareness. And hey, we may be, when Power Seeding stuff launches, all other third-party products may build up on it, such as minting stables and different ways to earn, to borrow and lend and stuff from that. So I talked to, I'll call it the PH ecosystem stream 2. There is some like single side staking stuff that you can do with fiat. I think I clipped it. Yeah, the clip should be coming out in the next week or two as well. Where, maybe one day we'll have single side staking on PulseChain. There'll be voting, there'll be all that stuff. Right now it's not here. And that's okay. I don't think that, I think of it this way. Why would PulseX be awesome in the bear market? Like anyone in the chat, tell me, why should Pulse, if you had a choice between PulseX being awesome in the bull market and PulseX being awesome in the bear market, which one would you choose? Because for me, the way I look at it, I am totally okay with PulseX not being most exciting or functional or otherwise the best thing around in the bear market. Because nobody cares. Only people who care is the people who have the PulseX bag from SAC that's down right now. And it just further agitates them when something isn't, as amazing as we build it up to be. And rightfully so. I think one day it will be. But on launch, it's pretty basic. It's beautiful, but it's pretty basic DEX. But until other stuff, other features and it's incremental stuff. So again, the way I think about it is I try not to have any expectations, but I sure don't expect it to be the most awesome thing in the bear market, because I want it to be awesome when the opportunity for the price to go up is awesome. And that usually don't happen during the bear market. And if it does, it's not sustainable because the market conditions aren't there. The cycle isn't there. People, bear markets are the pump and dump time, right? They're the sideways action. They're the accumulation. They're the building time. They're not the price go up time. So I would rather PulseX be awesome in the bull market when it actually matters for the price, for example. So yeah, Neil's got another point too. Single side staking build on Tetra. I'm excited to stake hopefully all the PulseX, all the ink stuff, all the third parties. I hope a lot of people build on PulseX, not just stables and otherwise too. So yeah, functional. I did say, and there's been bugs, there's been issues, there's been everything else. But again, that's why it just doesn't matter to me. I'm speaking for myself. It does not matter. When this stuff happens, am I happy? No. I've said this before. I'm not happy that everyone wants to go to other DEXs or wants to play with all the new shiny objects or play with just products to just provide whatever they're looking for. The PulseX just doesn't right now. It just doesn't matter to me. I know when the bull market comes, what I believe is that everyone's gonna be like, hey, what are Richard Hart coins? And they're gonna at least start with PulseX. They're gonna look at the yield farming. They're gonna see, we did all the copy stuff. Richard tested that out. And, do you think that's going away? Do you don't think there's going to be any more farms or any more, copy stuff happening as far as, promoting or incentivizing people to farm that stuff? That was a test in the bear market. To me, that was a test in the bear market. In the bull market, I would think there'll be some more farms. There'll be perhaps more of the copy stuff going on. Just bringing more people in. Again, when people are here with money, all the people in crypto right now, again, nobody knows all this stuff. I'm just going off of my gut feeling with a lot of this or stuff I've seen before, heard other people talk about. But when I look around in crypto, it's the people who've been here for years already. There's not a lot of new people right now. This is not the new people coming in time. There are a few new people, obviously, especially I imagine investors who are like, hey, this crypto thing, I know, I heard about it last year or the year before, but it's way too high. But now it's bottomed out. Well, what are some good projects? I imagine those conversations are happening. But a lot of people are here, have been here, and the money's already here. Especially when they invest in something, especially if they sacked, they're down. Like there's, everyone's down right now in their sack bags. So, a lot of people are looking for yield, but they're not new people. There are very few new people in relation to all the people who've just been here for a long time or just waiting for price to go up or building or otherwise. So, don't need PulseX to be awesome right now. Doesn't matter to me. If it's not, if it's not awesome in the bull market, well, that's a different story. But I have, we have the full faith and credit of the U.S. government with the dollar and stuff. I have full faith and credit in Richard Hart to do awesome stuff. So I think incremental updates are fine. I don't think the devs should be in any hurry to do any of this stuff. I don't think that. I don't expect them if Richard doesn't tweet or the devs don't make new updates or whatever for the next few months or like very few. That doesn't bother me. I'm not going to be like, devs win PulseX because. Again, I talked about this at length with Corey yesterday on the macro stream. Why would prices go up right now? Why would this be a good thing? Why would Richard show his entire hand? All the stuff he hasn't talked about, all the hidden fundamentals. He probably has him or the devs or whatever else. He probably have all kinds of ideas to do this stuff, to make Moon more likely and all that. Not that we need him to. I mean, we have the brand recognition, we have the software, we have the code, but I'm sure there's more ideas that haven't even been discussed or heard about. Wouldn't you do that if you were building a product and you're releasing it, and you knew the market conditions were a certain way right now, but you thought in the future they would change? Why would you do all the cool stuff now? Why wouldn't you release that at the best time possible to onboard the most people and make the most impact? You would like. This is just it's so simple when I think about it, but it's you kind of got to get through the noise to think that way. So let me look at PulseX trades volume, all awesome, all up and to the right, nothing else slightly. More volume, more buy and burn, especially the lower price. That's something I'll pull this tweet up too. This is something that I think is going to have a really big impact. I think so. I think we're going to be talking about this six to 12 months from now, or whenever, if prices start going back up. Who knows? Like, not financial advice, obviously, but whenever prices go back up, if and when we are so lucky. This tweet from Haunted here: when PulseX price down 90% from its all-time high, every transaction has become a burning powerhouse. Same volume, but 10x the burn. This is how we harness market fluctuations. Lower prices, more burn, reduced supply. Lower prices, more burn, reduced supply. Yes, very good. Very good. PulseX supply, let's go back to, what are we at? So again, without the OA, let's see, with the 143 trillion, 21 trillion, and so much of that has been burned. And again, more burning if we keep the volume, but the lower prices, more burn, reduced supply. Like that's super bullish. That's but that's something, again, when you look at the price being down 90%, it's so hard to see that. But nothing has changed. PulseX still has awesome tokenomics. And again, the volume, I guess the question could be, what would make me worry more about PulseX? I mean, if the volume was going way down, if the trades were going way down, look at the trades. This was just an anomaly because it was just, everything just first started. I love how a day or so after everything started, it's just whoo, and then, kind of the launch deal. So again, still plenty of trades, plenty of volume, plenty of liquidity. That keeps going. The burn machine keeps going. Burn machine doesn't stop. So that's really cool. So again, PulseX, DEX premier platform, got the RH brand, got a ton of people interested. Sacrifice had, I think more people than many more than PulseChain, more money than PulseChain. Many more people excited about it because of DEX, because of this new product that had all these economics, and they know Richard. They saw what happened to HEX, and they were like, boom, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it with every product. That's what people were thinking. Let's do this with every product. And why not? Like, I remember when Richard was saying, one of his quotes was like something about, there is no price god who says that price is too high. It can't go too high. Market cap is too high. Just we're going to cap it. There is no price god. There is nothing, sure. And again, I'll bring up this point too about market caps. So I think I talked about this a day or two ago at more length, but if people are looking at the OA included, which hasn't moved, I don't think it ever will move. You can price that into risk however you want. If people are looking at this and seeing $1 billion, $5 billion, it's almost $6 billion. If they're looking at that, until they realize that those are like, Satoshi's coins, right? They're kind of like, if you treat them like that, you treat it like the RHOA stuff as Satoshi's coins that never moved and all this stuff, probably never will. And you're pricing all that in. Sure, you can weight it a different way in your model and evaluate it. But at the same time, if you're looking at that, you're not seeing the real market cap. And when they discover the real market cap, that's when you're like, whoa, this thing's you could say way undervalued, right? If you're just a new person coming in who first thought it was billions, and then you thought it was millions, you've been anchored, right? You've been anchored, mental model, there you go. You've been anchored at, oh, this thing was like billions already. That's how much larger could it go? And then if it does do 100x or 1,000x or 10,000x, then you're looking and saying, oh, well, that's just crazy. It has trillions of dollar market cap. That's insane. Why would I ever have that? But then if you look at the real market cap, the one without Satoshi's coins, right? Much, much lower, much, much more reasonable. So that's a very underrated point. I don't think is discussed quite enough. All right, I'm going to take a break for a second and go to the chat. Like the video, Alex Santos. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. How we better working all the bribes and all that. Oh, fast. Quick-witted and clever, sir. People in here for not touching my fair charge. It is, I will say, almost nobody's paying attention to it. And it's kind of, is that bullish? You decide. Victory's never been more certain. Yes. Man, I kind of want to put, you know what? We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to put up the RH tweet. Because I've been so busy. That came out. I was at a HEX meetup and I just briefly read it and I went over it. I retweeted it and stuff like that, but I really didn't get a chance to read it and really consume it. So I'm going to do that real quick. And I'm going to go through it. So Richard tweets, Richard means hard ruler. Heart means passionate. Win means dedicated. I don't give up. I win. Yes. That's what I'm talking. That's the stuff I've been saying. That's the stuff I do. It's January 2023. Everyone's down. PulseX ain't launch. Everyone's mad. Bear market. So sad. I'm doing Richard Hart AMAs. And I'm telling people this stuff. I'm like, this dude does not lose. He's not a loser. He's a winner. It's in his username. It's in what he does. He's done it his entire life. He wins. This guy wins. No matter the odds, no matter people stacked against him, this dude wins. Okay. So every time somebody says, oh, will he settle? Or I think he'll settle or take the fine or whatever. I know that's a possibility. And I know that, if Richard saw no other way to do it, maybe he considers it. But I think he wants to take this thing head on. I think he wants to win and set a precedent for crypto. Again, his whole mission isn't to not just to make people millionaires from all of the products and stuff like this, in the form of them just being so awesome that the market just wills it to happen. Doesn't have to do anything with him. The market will will it to happen after they see the amazing tokenomics, game theory, and community and all that stuff. But again, winning can mean many different things. Winning can mean he settles, but nothing changes and everything's good and all to the moon. It could mean a lot of different things. It could mean he just literally completely defeats the SEC and we're good. A lot of different things. But this dude wins, and that's why I'm on team win, man. That's why I'm on team win. You watch the dead bodies of those who thought they were smart float down the river. Shinsky, SBF, Do Kwon, Suzu. They're all in jail now. And what do they have in common? I spoke out against all of them publicly, and they didn't like me. Oh, they took people's money in a common pool with the expectation of profit, critically from their entrepreneur and managerial effort. The opposite of why crypto was invented, of course. I've been begging. I'm still begging you to hold your own keys and save you. Don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains. Not your keys, not your coins. I raised $27 million for medical research charity. I called the crypto top accurately for free. I called the watch price top accurately for free as well. I'm just adding there. I produce self-help books for free. I produce free self-help content for free. I fight you for your rights in countries I don't even live in for free. HEX, PulseChain, PulseX were giving away thousands for free. You could say, I'm into freedom. Now ask yourself, of those that speak ill of me, what are their accomplishments compared to mine? How are they spending their time now? Are they fighting for your rights? Are they educating you? Do they give it away all for free? Where's their free self-help books? Where's their millions raised for charity? Where's their free and open source software? Satoshi abandoned Bitcoin after just 2 years of of having a price. Millions of Bitcoin users were savage because of this crippleware. They didn't have real DeFi to try and earn yield or trade or nearly anything else you can do with Ethereum or PulseChain that you can't do on BTC. So they put their money in the coffers of evil men, centralizing entities that were the opposite of why crypto was invented. And it wasn't just BTC maximalists that caused the horror. It was regulatory capture as well, where the incumbents are protected by the rules that not only can't be followed, but which are purposely or never created, so you might never follow them. The crippleware enthusiasts and the regulators are responsible for billions of dollars lost to centralized entities crypto was invented to destroy. Does only a few centralized exchanges left seem like a free and open market? And who is crippling the market? The regulators. Who's benefiting from all the centralization? Just a few entities. The scammers and the incumbents. Who lost? You. And those that didn't listen to me lost far, far more. By the way, what if Bitcoin was going down in part because people were selling spot to buy discounted Grayscale shares? The discount to NAV is now less than half it was months ago. Another example of centralization at work. Imagine how happier the BCC price and environment would be if mining didn't require so much money to be handed to the power company and had a couple of chip manufacturers. PulseChain solves this. What should you be focused on now? Writing relevant comments, proposed rules, robustness from attack, privacy, being ready for the end of the bear market. We are better than those that attack us in our words and our works. We will win. Excellently said. Excellently said. Great all-in podcast. I think I retweeted that as well on regulatory capture by Bill Gurley. Fantastic if you want to learn more about that. Very entertaining too. Just search YouTube or for Bill Gurley All-In Summit or check out my Twitter. But very interesting too. People talked about this. What if people were selling spot to buy discounted Grayscale shares? So there's still a discount. Still is 16% discount on GPTC yesterday. So it sounds like, you could read into this a little bit, being ready for the end of the bear market. You could say he may be hinting around a little bit that he thinks it's either done, close, and maybe no more go up in a bit, or at least have the opportunity to. So very cool. Wanted to go through that. Love his words. Love to hear him speak this way again, and love to. It's invigorating. It's beautiful. Beautifully said. Shout out to Richard, man. You're awesome. You are awesome. I'll post this in the chat in case anybody wants to check that out as well. Before we go back to Tetra to wrap up this awesome stream. I'm really having fun. It's good. I like it a lot. So let me just talk to the chat real quick. Do you worry that more function isn't added to PulseX products may not include PulseX? Not really, because I think PulseX is it is the place. It is the this a bug or so, but it is the place where people trust it the most. As far as price and stuff, they know it's not going to rug, all that, and it is the most promoted one too, right? Like it has the most brand awareness. It has the place when people first come to PulseChain. There's some other good dexes out there. There's some other aggregators and otherwise, but the first place they're probably going to go is PulseX. So I don't know. I think and ink is way down right now too. It used to be like $80. You're that sort of, when you're farming, using the farms and earning incentive token and stuff. I've talked about incentive token before a ton, and I still think that it's RH coin. It has a very specific purpose. The tokenomics aren't that bad, and boy, when people I don't know, I think if you believe all the RH tokens are tied together, then I don't know. I'm not worried about ink going to zero. I'll say that. What's up, Hex Glenn? Good to see you, man. We will win. He is an absolute Chad. I mean, you're the Chad, but RH, boy, he's a Chad too. So it could be peanutly fine. Hollywood Meta. I guess I did it on my history. I'm a winner. I'm winning. That's what I do on the first. He is a winner. I will say that. Benny Blanco. What's up, man? Hextrometer. Is it simple to receive my PX copy? Yep, you just connect to PulseChain, and if you have HEX before the fork on the Ethereum, you will have HEX for PulseChain and PulseX SAC. It's already all the SACs have been sent to the wallets. So if you SAC for PulseChain, PulseX, or otherwise, they appear in the wallet that you SAC'd from. PulseX FUD will disappear in the next bull market. All this stuff, red candles. Again, that's why I don't read much into it. It's all people. They see red candles, and the mood and the news and the actions and otherwise tend to lean negative. And it's harder to be jumping up and down happy when with red candles. But green candles come, boy. Red scroll. I wouldn't look at PulseX for a while. I tend to agree with that. Imagine the people who didn't sell their sack bags, at a huge loss in order to get cash. And I mean, some people, again, it's been a long time. People got bills to pay. I totally get it. So I'm not judging anyone who did anything with their coins at all. Totally get it. But I'm just imagining the people who literally never touched their sack bag at all and just waited. And if we do get into a bull run where everything goes to the moon, hats off. I would say hats off, but also there's all kinds of yield plays too. Some more or less risky. So part of me is bear market. I'm looking for opportunities to put my coins to work for yield. But the other part of me is the delayed gratification. I really like that. I really respect that for people doing it. Comes from HEX, right? So pretty cool. New president, crypto pump. Hope so. Ink will be end up the DAO token for PulseX path to selling your votes for Brad. Oh god. What's up, Ted? Welcome. We'll wrap up on Tetra. So Tetra is very interesting. I'm going to zoom in. Actually, Firefox already remembered. I'm already zoomed in. Cool. So this is just a screenshot of what the interface could look like for Tetra. So if you've never heard of it before, Tetra is a way to automate strategies for the blockchain. So what does that mean? So for example, you see already on the screen as examples, PX staking ladder, some arbitrage opportunities, long shorting, different trading stuff. It doesn't have to be that either. It could be literally participating in farms, anything where you can read data on the blockchain. And again, this thing's good upgrades too, kind of alluded to this where, hey, people are asking for more features and we need off-chain data, blah, blah, blah. Maybe that'll happen in the future as well. But generally speaking, it is a way to be more efficient and to automate all of these things that you do in this ecosystem. So for example, if you're farming ink, and back, especially the first few weeks it was live, it was actually worth a lot of money. So maybe every day, every week, whatever it is, you're harvesting your ink and you're recompounding it. You're putting it into the ink farms, PulseX. That is manual effort, right? You go and do yourself, take time, click all the buttons, and it's a bunch of buttons and stuff too, to redo all the farms and all that stuff. Or maybe you were taking that, you're harvesting from whatever pool. It could be ink for PulseX, could be, any other DEX or anything else as well. Maybe you're taking that and you're, you want, every time you have some, you want to make a new HEX stake. So you're trading it for HEX and then you're making a new stake, all that. What if there was a way that instead of you doing that manually all the time and checking the price, or another example is like, you're taking on leverage positions or you're taking loans or whatever it is, and you feel more anxiety or more pressure or whatever to look at your phone or check crypto more often or whatever it is to make sure, you got your prices in your mind or whatever. And you're like, oh, I need to check this to make a move based on the price or so I don't get liquidated or whatever's going on. All that stuff, or a lot of it, most of it, we'll say, can be automated with Tetra. So that's cool, right? So you can automate, doing all this manual stuff, save yourself time, save yourself effort, save yourself whatever it is. And then, so that's one part. So the automation is like kind of the primary use of the platform, automation. So how do you do that? Well, you got to be a really smart person and make up all these like strategies and deploy them. You got to upload all this stuff. So there'll also be another part is, yeah, you can do that. If you're a crypto nerd and you want to come up with strategies, maybe I'll even come up with strategies myself. I don't know. I know other people are working on some stuff, Squirrel and Sloth and everyone. Neil for t-shirts, of course. So that's one part. You can do that, or there'll also be a marketplace, which makes complete sense. There'll be community-driven strategies that should hopefully, depending on the feature set and all that stuff, will be point and click. Hey, I want to deploy this strategy, or I want to download this strategy and run it on Tetra, whatever it is. And you configure your parameters, you connect your wallet, you do all that stuff. So it'll be much simpler for a user who's not technical. They don't know all these strategies. They just know, hey, I'm doing this thing with whatever product I love on PulseChain. It could be Power City, Liquid Loans, it could be PulseX, it could be whatever you're doing, HEX. But I want to automate it because, I want to set these parameters, I want to automate it, and then fund it with, the fees and stuff it needs to run all this stuff. And then it'll automatically execute the strategy for you. So having it automated first saves you time, which is great, but also could even make you more money because, maybe you want to take a vacation. You don't want to just look at crypto all the time. I know I'm in that case. And I don't want to have to be around to press some buttons and do some trades and connect to wallets and all that stuff. So this is kind of perfect for that kind of scenario too. It's what it's meant for. So you don't need to be some crypto nerd coming up with strategies, do all this stuff. You can just borrow from other crypto nerds in the community who have these strategies and they've been vetted, approved, all that stuff. So that's the executing strategies portion. So where does the Tetra token come in? What does it have to do with any of this stuff? It doesn't. The only thing the Tetra token does is if you stake the Tetra token on the platform. So regardless if you're doing strategies or whatever is going on, if you just own the Tetra token and then you stake it, you earn fees that other people are paying and kind of, traffic and stuff on the network. You earn the fees, they get distributed based on, how much you're staking to all the Tetra stakers in the form of stablecoins. So you're literally earning passive income. You don't even need, so again, you don't need the Tetra token to deploy strategies and all this stuff. You don't need the Tetra token at all to use the platform. It is purely for a revenue sharing model that you can opt into. So that kind of begs the question, well, how much will it be? Well, it depends on how popular the platform is. Well, how popular can the platform become? Well, I think just looking at it, it is unlikely that it wouldn't become popular. Again, if everything works, they nail everything, no bugs, no critical bugs or anything like that, and everything works the way it's supposed to, why wouldn't people use this eventually? Over time, I could see people saying, that strategy you're doing or whatever you're doing, you can just automate it with Tetra. Or, if you have Tetra and you want to earn, passive income, here's the rates, here's the estimated rates, here's all that stuff. And then you would get Tetra, buy off market, whatever it is, stake it, and then again, earn the part of the share of the fees. So I think it's very interesting. The model, it separates it. A lot of these things, hey, you need the token to use the platform is whatever way, you need it to do transactions, you need it to, you need to have so much of it to get discounts, stuff like that. All those completely valid ways for tokenomics and tokens to be created and distributed. This one is, I think, unique in the way that you don't need the token to use the platform. You only use the token if you want to earn passive income in stablecoins. So Stu mentioned the other day, it kind of shifts focus away from the price of the token, because normally it's like, okay, I want the token price to go up so I can sell it, right? You want price to go up, you want to buy it lower, you want to be in early, right? You're going to get in early, you're going to get a bunch of the token, and then when the price goes up, you're going to sell it for profit, right? That's like the typical mindset. With Tetra token, it's like, the way I think about it is if I'm going to use the platform, I just want the Tetra token. And I don't even think about selling the Tetra token, because the Tetra token is literally the money printer. The token itself and you staking it is the money printer. So like selling it, the way the price would go up is more people would want it. So they would put the buy pressure, but they wouldn't want it because they're speculating on the price to go up. I mean, they could be, but that's the secondary point. The primary point is, I would want the Tetra token so I can earn the fees coming from the network. So it's just very different. It's like it shifts the model from speculation on the price to literally utility of having the token, because I need this token in order to print money. So very interesting. Very different than most platforms and things you see around. And again, well, how much fees are going to, how's it going to grow? Like, all this depends on, I'm only going to want the Tetra token if I can, if I know the fees are going to be substantial enough for me to hold it, for me to first, make the investment, to buy it, to hold it, stake it, and keep it staked and not sell it. If you think about the entire platform and how it is literally meant to touch other products, it is meant to connect different, contracts and products on the blockchain in our ecosystem. And he's also talked about, deploying on other blockchains as well. But in our ecosystem, it's meant to, basically drive traffic for PulseChain, for different dApps and contracts and products and stuff out there, different protocols, Liquid and Power City, all this stuff has been talked about a lot before. Neil for T-Shares has made a ton of content on this. So if you think about like how much the fees are going to be, whether it's going to be worth it, what is the ceiling for this? How big could it grow? Well, how big can PulseChain grow? How interested, you think about, we have all these little sub communities, all these little, all these, some bigger than others, but all these products, and they have people using them. They have community members. And if you just got a small portion of those community members who wanted to automate their strategies, it's kind of like, you could see a scenario spreading like wildfire, right? Like, it could literally be like, well, here's a Tetra strategy for it, right? Like, it's almost like you get free promotion from other communities just by their community members using your product to interact with their own product, their favorite product, right? They could use Tetra to automate strategies with their favorite product. So the more products, legit products, obviously, the ones that people have communities with are going to last more than a year or two. The more that Tetra catches on and makes it user-friendly. Again, there's a lot of stuff to do. You got to make it user-friendly, got to make it easy. You got to get people interested. You got to show them why it's worth it to use the platform. That creates more fees. And if you have the Tetra token, you stake it, you get the revenue from those fees. And it's really cool. It's, yeah. Neil's saying she's not too loud. I know. Yeah. I don't hide any alpha on this channel. I'll try not to. Or what people may consider that, but I'm just impressed. I'm impressed from, again, all these things have to go correctly. It's got to work, and it's got to be easy for people to use. But to me, it's got a lot of potential as far as people using it. Again, I love it where it makes me not look at price. It diverts me away from thinking about price go up, because I'm more thinking about how much money can I print with it. It's just a different paradigm. So very cool. I like the tokenomics. I like the platform. I like the people behind it. And, I think the community has been growing a lot even the last few months. But again, they got to deliver. They haven't delivered yet. We're still waiting on testnet. But, if you want to know more, watch the stream I did with Stu. last Friday, where we went into a lot of different questions and stuff with it too. So these guys deliver. Pretty cool. Tetra could automate pound price. The only token, protocol launch soon. Yeah, that's again, if you want to learn more about that, you can check out the stream I did recently and the clips that have been coming out as well. Tetra releases a common limit or for any tokens market checking. Yeah, pretty interesting. At least it's a common limit. Yeah, I mean, there's like so much buy pressure, so much trading, so much volumes. I mean, if you're PulseChain validator, I mean, you can create a lot more volume. Like if this, I guess I would say it like this too. If the ideal, if everything comes together and it gets adopted and all this stuff happens, like it's literally it could be a win-win for the ecosystem. Like it could help people, give people time back. It could make things more efficient, and it could help the other protocols in the whole network get more traffic, get more volume, get more people using them. And of course, if it helps you earn fees if you're staking Tetra as well. So it is one of those rare, again, all has to go well. I hope it all goes well. As could go horribly wrong. I certainly hope not, knock on wood. But if it lives up to its potential, I think it's a win for the ecosystem. And literally, it's one of the few tokens I'm like, wow, this is very cool in a very different way. So yeah, hopefully the test will be. Hopefully it'll be live on testnet in the next few weeks or so. Working forward to it. But the token itself is Tetra P. In case you're interested, I'll just bring up the price chart real quick. Again, it's so refreshing to not think about price with Tetra. I mean, obviously you think about price when you're buying it and stuff, because that's you know how much you have, how much you want to get, whether you want to get it now or later or whatever. But just looking at it, we were looking at the daily volume the other day, but yeah, if you want to trade it, I'll drop it in here. Not financial advice in any way, shape, or form, but that's where you can find on Deck Screener if you want to look at charts and different stuff like that. So I think I covered all I want to cover on Tetra. Yeah, I like it. I like the things that are win-win. I like the things that are really good for the ecosystem and good for the users, or at least the intentions are all there. I like the intentions of this. What's up, Crypto Truth? Good to see you, man. Second would be so much better if I wasn't wagey. One day, Jamal. One day. Hopefully, we can all retire from wagesism. $600 be a Tetra Dolphin. The commission, yeah, there's a fee. There's a fee structure. Of course, I mean, again, it's like you provide a service. Like I expect there to be fees. So I think the best products are the ones where you don't even think about the fees because the upside is so large. I hope it turns into that. Hope every product turns into that. But like this is one that's some products have a different foundation than others, and this is a foundation where it's impressive. It's impressed me. Got to pull it off though, guys. No for T-shirts too, and they know that. They don't no pressure, but they know that they got something cool that could really be good for the ecosystem. One use case turns into crypto. It is the one use case where I've been paid more attention to it than many others. Just you just scroll it all up. I'm no pressure, Neil. You're doing awesome, man. Yep, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Stable. It is literally a money printer. We talk about money printers with HEX. It prints more HEX. Maybe that's a HEX printer, but money printer is just kind of the general way of saying it. But you got something that's printing stables. It's pretty cool. It is the Tetra P. So yeah, there's a couple in there. Make sure you have the right one. I put it in the chat. Yeah, the link to the video we're discussing. I don't see it. I will put it on the screen for you now, sir. Let's do. I'll just go to my channel. So on the channel, there is this one. I'll drop it in the chat. This is a clip. I got a couple other clips coming out from that stream as well. And if you want the full stream to consume, it is this one. Shout out to Founders Week. That's pretty cool. I enjoyed doing that. A lot of work. Gosh, a lot of work. But Founders Week got a lot of great showcasing of founders, a lot of great content for people. Just getting to know some of the stuff that I really like in the ecosystem. Very cool stuff. And I'm going to wrap up. What else we got? Tetra's done, waiting for an audit for DEX aggregated, then testnet. Boom! Yes, excited for testnet. Very cool. Turn on your substyles for Stu. He speaks English. It's just so many different English accents out there. Cool. Super snake bullish AF on Tetra going to next stage like bro. Certainly up so. We certainly hope so. Founders Week. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Yeah, there's a lot of work, but again, it's worth it. Like, I ask myself, what am I here for? I'm here to be the best. Well, you see here, be the best version of myself in DeFi and crypto space. But to help people understand the best products out there, the ones that I like, and not give them financial advice, not give them hopium. I'm not the guy you come to tell you it's all going to be okay as far as like price and it's going to go up forever, and not that guy. Try to stay grounded, but also I'm hopeful, and I've been around a long time. I've been following Richard since 2017. I've been active in the community, but only the last couple of years or so. But I've been following Richard for a long time, and I don't know. I think, why not? What am I going to do? If I have the time, effort, and energy, why not go do some? Why not tell people about stuff I'm passionate about? That's the way I look at it. Anyways, that is all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Tomorrow I got Crypto Kong coming on. So I haven't Kong on for, let's see, he was at the open mic the other day, but he's really into Hedron Icosa. Talked about PulseChain a little bit last time during open mic, but I'm doing a stream with him. Should be fun. So come back for that tomorrow about 5:30 Eastern. But everyone, have a good one out there. Scivive and 5555.